As we take a close look at what we have, some look better than others. See how some have this bright green new growth, others look like they're just hanging on. And when we take these out, we'll find out for sure. Okay, this one too. Some will be more successful than others. So let's get this show on the road. Okay, there's a number of ways to do this, but one is to go ahead and lay it on this side and kind of see if you get it out. What you don't want to do is to yank on this because there's roots in there that will get damaged. So if you could kind of, well, that was easy. Now this is being grown in straight lava rock. This is being grown in straight lava rock, so it's easy for it to come out. So don't pull because you're gonna ruin the roots that are trying to form. Yeah, I've tried different growing mediums, and currently I'm in favor of straight lava. I've changed my mind over the years. Okay, now looking at this, to our left, not much root, but still green. And the one as we go to our right, much better rooted. So I'll go ahead and start to pop these up. Okay, this next part is a little tricky to put a little bit on the bottom, right? And you take this and you gotta gently add the soil because these roots are very tender at this point. So don't go pushing on it. I've seen people at this point ruin the whole process because they were too aggressive. So I'm gonna carefully water this and set it to the side. So put some on the bottom. Hold it in place and gently add the soil. Very carefully, not to push onto the root zone. Okay, of the dozen that was in there, looks like 9 will be successful. There's a few that has kind of on the light side in terms of the root, but should be okay. And then we do have these 3. I'm not even gonna call it failure, it just have not rooted yet. So what I do with the rest of these is I put it in a tray of water. I put it in here like this, and then fill this with water so that water come in from the bottom. Once again, it's all about protecting the little bit of root that we do have. So I'll go ahead and do that. Now we got these that did not quite make it yet. So what we do is to put it back. Well, whatever you do, don't shove it in there. Especially this lava rock is very sharp. So it could do more damage, right? So what you do is take your chopstick, drill a hole, and gently put it back. And I'm going to do it in one area since we have another one to take, and if there's some that did not quite make it yet, we could put it in the same container. I'll have less space to use. So that's what we did. So this one was pretty good. One of a dozen, 9 made it, and then 3 still waiting. So, you know, if I had waited till this coming spring, maybe these would have rooted, others would have more root. Those are the chances that we always take around here. Okay, so let's see what happens with this one. Same process, kind of gently get it out of the container. Here's one that did not make it or have not rooted yet. Not looking good here. So the trick, don't yank. Here is a very good one. Oh, this big one, look at this one here. Wow, this is a good one there. And then we'll see how it is working. Tendency, I almost pulled that one out too. You don't want to pull it out because the roots will get damaged. Oh, look at that. This one is, nope, not good, but it's still hanging on. So let's see what the percentage was. Okay, so of the 7, 4 have rooted well. Look at that big one over there. That's almost like an instant showing. And 3 that's still hanging on. So what I'll do with these 3 is put it with the other one that needs to go back. Okay, same procedure. Drill so we don't damage the potential roots. And the one that seems like it has the least chance. You know, I've seen these where what I thought would have the less chance comes out better looking in a year or 2. So anyway, these will go back into where these were growing, and then we'll see what happens next spring. Okay, now I have to address these. I think that one that look so good, maybe there's 2 that look good, I'm gonna put them in bonsai containers already. Okay, so the 2 good ones, I put them in bonsai pots. I think it's gonna get repotted one more time after next year. What happened is I had to plant these fairly deep, so I'm losing a lot of the thick trunk that's underneath there, but that's out of necessity because I have to have it stable. Now, I have to find a place where these will not be disturbed probably till next spring, late spring into summer. And that's when all the roots will reestablish itself. Because there's no way to wire this down. If you even try, you will end up damaging those tender root hairs. Okay, so anyway, there's been a pretty good one out of this batch. Okay, as I sign off, you know, the key to success of these, especially these 2 in the front, was the cuttings. When you take the cuttings, you might as well go ahead and style it. That's what I did. I styled these from this hardwood cutting stage so that I had the movement. Now it won't have perfect taper because the upper part needs to be done as this progresses. But typically most people make cuttings straight. So if this bottom part was straight, it would be less interesting. So learn to take good cuttings, and then you could speed it along. So these two here, in less than 2 years, you could have a shohin that typically take 10, maybe even 20 years to get this stage. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. I think I'd had lessons on how to take cuttings. If not, I might do it again anyway. But you might as well go ahead and get a jump on the project ahead when you take your cutting. So these were Boxwood cuttings that was taken about 6 months ago. Okay, so this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter. One of the problems I'm having is, I wonder, did I show you when I made the cuttings to put in here? I know I did others, and I can't remember exactly which one, because I make so many of these videos. But basically it's the same thing. About a half year, you kind of check, and hopefully that you could get it to the real growing medium rather than in these lava rock that seems to work well in making cuttings. So anyway, this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter.